Hello.
Hi, I think I might be a second off of you because I. Anyways, you'll fix it when you edit it.
Exactly, and no one else will be able to know the difference.
Very true. Hi, this is Hot for Justice podcast,
Yes, and that's Jessica.
and that is Jamie.
Yes, and
Hi, May.
we're apologizing. I'm apologizing on behalf of both of us for
Oh yeah, I
not putting
forgot.
that episode up last week.
I forgot to post that on Instagram, but Jamie had the stomach flu.
Yeah, I briefly thought I was dying for like 3 days.
She did. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, and then now you have a cold, so.
Now I'm sick. So if you hear me breathing heavy, it's because I can't breathe very well. But I
Yep.
do not have COVID-19, so don't at me.
No coronavirus here.
No. Just a
Thank
cold,
God.
run of the mill. Um, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. But anyways, so
exactly.
an update, we will have the Aaron Hernandez recap up on Wednesday because I am not dying. Jamie is over her death.
Yes.
She has risen from her coffin, so we will post that episode on Wednesday.
Oh my God. Yes, we promise we're going to record it right after we're done recording this, so it'll definitely be done.
Yes. And we have something exciting that we're going to slide into one of those episodes, right?
Exactly. I think it is for Wednesday's episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So stay tuned.
Yes. And you're first this week?
I am.
Excellent.
I am. I'm breaking the mold again and I'm doing a non California case, but it's because potentially people could help. So,
Ooh.
this is the case of Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, which I'm sure you have heard in the news. Those two missing kids from Idaho, and their mom just
Yes.
bounced it and went to Hawaii. This has way more layers to it than I realized.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Yes, okay. So, September 2019, Tylee Ryan, 17, and JJ Vallow, 7, took a trip to Yellowstone National Park with their mom, Lori Vallow, and their uncle, Alex Cox. The FBI are now asking anybody who might have been at Yosemite September 8th of 2019 who has pictures or videos of, their trip on that day to submit it and maybe help in their investigation figure out what happened to these kids. Because that's really the last time that's the last pictures they had. That's the last time they were seen alive. Now nobody knows where they are.
Holy shit.
Yep. So this family would have been traveling in a 2017 silver Ford F-150 with Arizona license plates. And I'll include pictures of the trip on our Instagram tomorrow. So it's just really weird. Obviously, the mom had something to do with it, or she knows what happened to them.
Right.
She wasn't even the one who reported them missing. Some of their family reported them missing when they were able to get in touch with JJ. So
I didn't realize that. That's wild.
the police believe that the minors are obviously in imminent danger. I feel like it's reasonable to believe that their mom did something to them. So their mom, Lori, she actually adopted JJ. She wasn't his biological mom. She was the biological mother of Tylee. She has been off in Hawaii with her new husband, Chad Daybell, for a month.
Must be
Starting
nice.
in January, they were there in Hawaii. The police issued a warrant, you need to produce your children or tell us where they're at, or else.
Right.
And she never did. She was whatever. And so they arrested her February 20th. Okay, so now I'm going to peel back some of these layers. Before Lori and Chad married, she was married to Charles Vallow, who was,
So she's now on her third husband.
I don't know.
Currently.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Or I don't know if Tylee's dad and her were married, but
Gotcha.
it didn't really say. But Charles was her husband. He was also the adopted father of JJ. He was a biological grand uncle of him. So he was a family member of JJ. He adopted him.
Shit.
JJ is only 7. And when he married Lori, Lori adopted him too.
Okay.
So February of last year, 2019, he filed for divorce. Charles filed for divorce from Lori. At the divorce proceedings, his attorney stated that Charles feared for his life and had obtained an order of protection against Lori. This came after she had met Charles already.
Okay.
He is the author of several quote-unquote religious-themed books. She had said she was a god assigned to carry the work of 144,000 at Christ's second coming in July of 2020, and that she didn't want anything to do with her family because she had a more important mission to carry out, unquote, according to court documents.
What in the fresh fuck?
Yeah, so I'm like feeling some cult vibes here.
Yeah.
He files for divorce February 2019, and then Charles drops the court proceedings in March of 2019, so a month later.
Okay.
Not sure why. Not sure really what was happening in between there.
Yeah,
but 6 months later, he was killed.
What?
Police believe that Lori's brother Alex Cox shot and killed her husband, Charles, July of 2019. Charles Vallow had gone to Lori's house. They were obviously separated, but they don't know how long they had been living apart. They got into an argument. Allegedly, what they say happened was Alex intervened because they were going to fight. Mm-hmm. He was trying to de-escalate the situation when Vallow struck him in the head with a baseball bat, and then Alex shot him twice in the chest. The case is being looked at as self-defense, so there must have been some evidence to back up that story, but I just find it kind of weird.
Kind of?
Yeah. The case remains open, though, to help the case of the missing children, so they're leaving it open right now.
Okay, wow.
Yes. Now it gets more weird.
It gets more weird?
And it gets more weird. 6 months after Vallow was murdered, or killed, however you want to, if it was self-defense after he was killed, December 2019, Alex Cox was found dead in his home.
And this is the brother?
This is the brother.
Okay.
His
Holy
autopsy
shit.
results are pending. Investigators aren't sure if foul play was involved, and it's too early to tell because they haven't got the autopsy results yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then. So between that, between Charles Vallow being killed and then Alex Cox being found dead in his home, Chad Daybell's wife also died. People are dropping like flies.
And this is her new husband's, I guess, now dead ex-wife.
Yes.
That was a mouthful, but okay, got it.
Yes. So they believed that she died under natural causes. She died in October of 2019. But now...
Damn, he moved on quick.
Yes. Investigators are like, this is kind of sketch, so they have exhumed her remains and are looking into whether she was poisoned. Because her husband collected over $400,000 in life insurance after she died. I'm sure that's how they afforded to go to Hawaii for a month.
Right.
So, as I kind of mentioned, getting back to the kids, JJ and Tylee's extended family reported them missing because they hadn't been able to speak with JJ since September. They called the police, requested a welfare check at the Lori moved to Idaho after Charles was killed. They lived in Arizona before.
That's quite a move.
So, yes, they moved to Rexburg, Idaho. So, at the end of November, the police spoke with Lori and Charles Daybell, who were paired up by this time, a little more than a month after his wife dies. They said JJ was staying with a family friend in Arizona.
Okay.
They didn't say really where Tylee was, or Tylee. And then when police checked into it, JJ was not at that family friend's. So the police went back the next day with search warrants to find that Lori Vallow and Daybell had literally deuced it.
Like overnight.
Yep. Very hastily and abruptly pieced out of Idaho.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, I would too.
Yeah.
But
so police say that she's completely refused to help locate her kids, And so now she's been arrested on 2 counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children, and she's being held on a $5 million bond.
Holy shit.
She's in Hawaii right now. Daybell wasn't or hasn't been arrested yet.
Huh.
So I got this info from a ABC article by Ella Torres and John Campbell, and a Reddit by Monica Lewinsky 8.
Of course.
Solid. But yeah,
I'm glad that she's doing something productive with her life.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so I didn't quite realize all of the extenuating things
me either.
behind the scenes, and that just makes it like even more sketchy to me. I mean, obviously
Totally.
she had something to do with her kids like going missing.
100%.
So
like,
it really
what the
just
fuck? And no wonder
blows
she's
my
not
mind.
being complicit.
Right.
Like, she had something to do with it. I
But
wouldn't
I also don't understand, like, so I feel like there's 2 types of moms in this situation.
Mhm.
Terrible moms, FYI. Moms like Casey Anthony, who 30 days later, oh, my kid's missing. I don't know where they went. Like you didn't notice. And
Right.
then there's moms who call and they're like, oh, my kid was kidnapped, and like do such a terrible job.
Yeah.
When they call the police, that the police are like, yeah, we got your number.
There's nothing better than a fake 911 call.
Right. And they're very obvious.
Yeah, they're very funny.
Just like the staircase dude.
Jesus fucking Christ.
His is awful.
So bad.
So, yeah, I just, like, I don't get, I mean, like, the one mom is, I mean, always, I feel like almost always caught. Like, for example, the mom who killed her 2 kids, like, hung them and then said they committed suicide. Like, but then, like, on the opposite end of the spectrum, to just, like, your kids go missing and not address it, like, I mean, at least try if you're gonna.
Right, and then when you do give some sort of explanation for one of them, or where one of them is, you're like, oh yeah, he's at this friend's house, and then he was never there. So,
Right.
if you genuinely thought he was there, like, you have a problem.
Right. A big problem.
Yeah.
So, and like, I mean, you're just chilling in Hawaii with your new husband whose wife just mysteriously dropped dead and you inherit $400,000.
Casually.
Like, yeah, it just, something stinks over here.
It stinks a lot.
A lot.
I
a
don't
big
like it.
Mouse shit that you would find at Yellowstone. Not moose, excuse me.
Mouse, moose, same thing.
Whatever. I'm tired. I'm sick. Give me a break.
I'll allow it today.
Anyways, yeah, so that's okay. So I guess the moral of the story is be a good mom, and if you or anyone you know was in Yellowstone September 8th of 2019 and you have videos or they have videos or photos, please check it out. Like, I can link the FBI website where they've got the like article up so that you know where to go, but you know, you can help find these kids. I mean, really, hopefully they're still alive, but
Right.
the you know, the pessimist in me is a bit skeptical.
Yeah, me too. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
Don't like it either. So
And they're requesting like any photos that people have of Yellowstone that day, right?
yeah, because
Like,
you just
literally
never
anything.
know.
Right.
Like, you never know
Something
if
in the
something
background or
right, exactly. So like, yeah, anything.
perfect.
So you up, girl?
Awesome. Yeah, wow. I mean, it's not awesome, but
It's not. It's really sad, and like, I really just truly.
I didn't know all that much about it. I mean, like, I just heard about it for the first time, like, maybe last week.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I'm just like, ugh.
I
It's
know.
always like put a bad taste in my mouth because I just don't, as a mom, understand how you could do something to hurt your child.
No, like, I truly could not imagine. Like, that's the most wild thing I've ever heard, I think.
It really, I mean, like, it just goes against nature.
Yeah.
Like, completely. Like, there's nothing I would not do to ensure Emerson's safety.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just, like, I just really don't understand.
Yeah, like, how do you casually not know where your kid is for a month?
Right.
And not
But, and, like,
do anything
even
about
that, it's like, I mean, they were last seen early September, and, like, this issue didn't get raised until November.
it? Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
they're still missing, and it's
Right, and
March.
she just doesn't give two shits, and she's just in Hawaii. Like, okay, lady.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah. So, we'll link some stuff. Go take a look.
All right. So mine is from one of my favorite websites, the Reddit, and this was written a few days ago by a username Aoife ____.
Okay. Better
I
than
think.
Monica Lewinsky 8.
What a username,
Right? Like, why?
right? I'll truly never know. And this is the unsolved murder of Noelle Blakowski.
Okay.
This one's also not from California. This one, I think,
We're
was...
breaking the mold.
I know. We're
It's okay.
just all over the place today. I want to say this happened in Houston, Texas. I also might be making that up.
Have you been to Texas before?
I have not, but I'm going to Austin for the first time in June for
I've
a
heard
friend's bachelorette
Austin
party.
is cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I assume you've been.
I have been. When we lived in Kansas, it's so humid there.
I'm not excited about that.
No, don't be.
No, I have a lot of curly hair, and that sounds a little bit miserable.
It really, really was.
Like,
But
I'm excited to go, don't get me wrong, but...
I went for tennis tournaments, really, so, you know, like, exercising in humidity is difficult when you're not used to it, so, yeah.
No, that sounds literally awful.
It was.
Okay, so... Sorry, I lost my page. There we are. Okay, I accidentally switched a wrong tab on Chrome here, so...
Oh,
Which, you know, is about par for the course for me.
it's fine.
So this post opens up with a quote from Noelle's grandmother. Every family has someone who's completely different from everybody, and that was Noelle. This is how Muriel Perry remembers her granddaughter Noelle Blakowski, a free-spirited 27-year-old whose 1996 murder remains not only unsolved, but virtually without any progress altogether. Though the case saw as many as 6 detectives in the 5 years after her body was found on the floor of a San Antonio motel room, it was Muriel who stood as a constant advocate for her youngest grandchild. She attributes investigators' coolness to Noelle's job as an exotic dancer at a nearby Wild Zebra strip club. I knew what they were thinking. What do you think when she worked that kind of job? Perry would later reflect. Noelle was last seen alive on December 12th, 1996. She returned to the Oakview Motel where she had been renting an apartment for the last 2 weeks and while working to save up enough money to go back to Houston. On December 13th, the hotel manager discovered Noelle's body after going to her room to collect rent. The door locks were broken and the motel room door was left ajar. Noelle's body was found on the floor with her hands bound behind her. She was only wearing a black cutoff t-shirt. The television was left on a loud volume, presumably to mask the noise of the attack. Her cause of death was determined to be manual strangulation. Although Muriel remarked that she was sure that her granddaughter had done her share of drugs and her share of drinking, no drugs or alcohol were found in her system upon her death. Her car, a white 1993 Nissan Sentra, was parked in the motel's parking lot, and there was no evidence to suggest that she had been sexually assaulted. This has led Muriel to believe that robbery was the motive for the crime, although it's unclear whether money or valuables were taken from the scene. A box containing jewelry and other possessions of Noelle's was returned to Muriel by investigators, which I think is weird and points that robbery was probably not a motive.
Yeah, definitely.
Where did I go?
Was she sexually assaulted?
No.
Okay.
At least they don't believe so.
Okay. Did you already say that?
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I see you drinking that Bud Light seltzer. It's probably gone to your head already.
Oh, I was actually also typing because there were some updates I wanted to say before I forgot, like, before the end of the episode. So yeah, sorry. My bad, guys.
I'm just fucking with you. It's funny. Are those Bud Light ones good?
They're way better than White Claws.
Really? That's
PSA.
a bold statement.
But Bud Light makes these seltzers, and they are way better than White Claws. Like, after you have one of these, White Claws will just taste like water in a bad way.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you told this opinion to Audrey and Tony?
No. It's a new opinion.
They might get offended.
But if you guys haven't tried them, I highly suggest that you do.
So I have not tried them yet. The new White Claw flavors are good though. I
Oh, I
don't know
haven't
if you
tried the
saw.
new ones.
Yeah, they came out with tangerine, lemon, and watermelon.
I'm here for
They're
watermelon.
very good.
Okay.
The watermelon I thought was like kind of okay. It's like a not sweet watermelon. So like it's not like Jolly Rancher if that's what you're thinking. It's more like actual watermelon,
Poo.
if that makes sense.
Like real
Like
watermelon.
we tried them last night and like me and Audrey weren't a huge fan of it. But Tony really liked it. But it's because it wasn't that sweet.
Gotcha.
The lemon one's really good though. And I like
Yeah,
the
I
tangerine
mean, the
one
Bud
too.
Light seltzers I feel like are more sweet than the White Claws, and that's why. But they only still have 1 gram of sugar and 2 grams of carbs in them, so they're
That's
only
not bad.
100 calories. I mean, if you care about that sort of thing.
Right.
Not everybody
Which-
does, but
Whatever.
yeah, they're good.
Cool. I'll have to give those a go.
Okay,
Because
sorry.
I like see them on the store and I like almost pick them up and then I'm like I don't know.
Yeah, or if we can record in person, then I will buy you some, and we can
Oh my
cheers
god.
to that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Let's plan on that.
Okay. It's a date.
Excellent. Do. They returned her box of things, and the only items that are reported to actually be missing from the crime scene are a ruffled blouse, a pair of pants, and a pair of shoes. Noelle had gone to her grandmother's house for dinner the previous week wearing a nice outfit that she had recently purchased, but none of these articles of clothing were recovered from the crime scene. For this reason, Muriel believes that a woman may have been involved in the murder. A man wouldn't be interested in those things.
Well, not necessarily. It could have just
Right.
been taken as either a trophy, or there could have been like some sort of DNA on it. Like
Right.
maybe they were doing other things, and so it could have been like a forensic measure, or taken as a souvenir.
Yeah. Or another thing I'm just thinking is just like maybe it was just like happenstance that they just weren't there.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Because like she had been living at that motel for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So I mean, it's possible that either maybe she lent it to somebody, or
Maybe they were being washed.
that's
or
another
something.
thing. That's the other thing I was thinking too. Like maybe they were either at a, I don't know if that place had a like laundry room or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, if
You
she
think
was
they would
living
check?
there, probably, or at least like maybe a laundromat.
right. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So just 2 years prior, Noelle's father, Robert Blaskowski, had gone missing in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His
Her,
body's never.
Wait, her dad?
Weird, right?
Yeah.
While his body's never been found, he is believed to have been killed by Donald Ray Ford, who was eventually convicted for selling more than $72,000 from his bank accounts.
Dang.
Police have reported that they don't believe that there's any connection between Noelle's death and the disappearance of her father.
Yeah, I mean, what
Maybe.
are the odds?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, again, it's like completely different states. It's, a lot of different, a different situation, but
Right.
I don't know.
Well, also, so
I don't
she
like
was
it.
working. She was working at as an exotic dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Was she also like working as a sex worker?
It's possible, and like that's kind of implied.
Yeah.
But there's no like confirmation that she also was doing that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe she's doing it like on the side or something. But
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think, but I also could be wrong.
yeah, right. You never know.
In December of 2010, the monthly newsletter for San Antonio's chapter of Parents of Murdered Children reported that Muriel, a longtime secretary and board member, had been placed on a 24-hour hospice care. Noelle's mother remains under the purview of San Antonio Police Department. There's a case number, and I looks like they got information from the San Antonio Police Department cold cases, like their website, and then a couple of news articles as well.
Okay. Wow, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Those ones are so hard, because unless
It's
there's like
really sad.
something like DNA, especially from like that time, there's really like what can they go on if it's just like a random murder?
Yeah, not a lot. And
So-
kind of like her grandmother was saying, it's because of what she did. There was,
Right.
there's a stigma on it. They're like, oh, okay, like shit like that happens to people that do shit like that.
Right, which is so sad. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, I think it's better now. It's not like completely. I mean, obviously, there's still like a stigma attached to it, but I feel like at least now it's, social media kind of demands the attention
Yeah.
that deserves, which is
Of
a
course.
good thing. So interesting.
So that's that. Like I said, I'll provide information in the description.
Yeah. Sorry, I just coughed into the mic, you guys.
You heathen.
So, I have an update. I did cover the case of the speed freak serial killers in one of our episodes.
Yes.
I can't remember which episode it was. Let me check real quick.
It was a hot minute ago. I want to say it was like over the summer.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Well, anyways, so there has been an update to that.
Uh-huh.
I'm still trying to find where, maybe okay, anyways. It's fine. It's one of those episodes back there.
I'll see if I can find it.
It was just announced on the 5th of this month, 3 days ago, that a bone has been found in a well by a local farmer in San Joaquin County. They didn't say the town, but I assume it's probably like the Linden area. But it's eerily similar to the like human remains that were found a few years ago that had been tied to the speed freak killers. I mean, it's always been kind of assumed that they had more victims, but they don't know for sure right now if it's a human bone or not. So they extracted the bone from the well and they sent it to Chico State to a forensic anthropologist.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, who hasn't been able to determine if it's animal or human.
Weird.
So, but it's big news because if it is human, then it likely could be, traced back to them.
You'd think.
Yeah. So, anyways, but in 2012, one of the convicted killers, Wesley Shermantine, drew maps, kind of showing investigators where to go to, and they did find a lot of bones. They found more remains, also in a well. So
Jesus.
That's kind of where the familiarity is.
I think I found the episode. I could be wrong. I think it's episode 6, A Boy Named Lauren.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You're right. Wow,
Perfect.
That was really long time ago.
Yeah, that was like months ago.
Yeah.
Also, we're almost at our like 1-year anniversary.
I know.
I just realized that yesterday.
That's crazy.
April 15th.
Yeah, I was gonna say. We have to celebrate.
Yeah, we should do something cool.
Yeah.
Not that everything we do isn't cool, but
true. Right. Also, so for my exciting things, for those of you who like 48 hours, they have new episodes. It's been a hot minute, and they're
I can't remember the last time I saw a new 48 Hours.
Yeah, they're kind of like switching it up, and they're doing like kind of more in-depth crimes
That's
as
cool.
opposed to like the ones like the ones they kind of solve pretty quickly. And also, there's a new documentary on Hulu called The Most Dangerous Animal of All, and it is so good. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch it. We're going to screen recap it.
I know, you were telling me all about it earlier, and I was like,
yes.
ooh.
Because I saw it on Facebook thing, and I was like, oh, I'm bored. I'll try it. And it's good.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm excited.
Yeah. What about you? What's up?
My new things. So while I was sick this week, I had a lot of time to watch television.
Yeah.
Which
that's
I
what I've been doing all weekend.
Let's see. I watched all of that Netflix reality show, The Circle.
Wait, what?
That reality show on Netflix, The Circle.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of it at all.
Mm-mm.
It is true hot garbage television.
That's all right.
It is a... Have you ever watched Big Brother?
No.
Or are you familiar with the concept?
No.
Okay, great. So...
I've never been into it.
I used to watch Big Brother and like Survivor and shit with like my family, but I haven't watched either of those in many, many moons.
Yeah.
But so in this show, The Circle, they have an apartment building basically, and everyone gets like an apartment. There's I think like 7 or 8 contestants, and all these people are completely isolated from one each other and the outside world, except that they communicate through like a social media platform that's been built into the like game.
Gosh.
So like they like portray people how they want to be played. So like
interesting.
There was a guy that made it all the way to the end that was using his girlfriend's photos and pretending to be a girl the whole time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yikes on bikes. I don't think
exactly.
I don't
so there's like catfishing involved, and like there's other players that were playing as other people. It's like I said, if you're into that kind of thing, give it a go.
Yeah. I
It was
started
highly
watching
entertaining.
Love is Blind, and I had to turn
I
it off
started it too.
because my brain cells were dying, so I turned it off.
No, yeah, that's also hot garbage, but I'm
It
also obsessed
is.
with that.
It's hot garbage. I couldn't. I don't know. Maybe if I've heard that's better than The Bachelor, and I like The Bachelor, so I don't know.
I was telling my friend Mackenzie, I was like, I've never watched The Bachelor, but I think I get why people like The Bachelor now.
Yeah. Will you watch it, please, so we can talk about it?
With The Bachelor?
Yeah. We'll
Sure.
watch the new season of The Bachelorette when it comes out next month.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Deal. Sweet. I'll try Love is Blind if you want.
It's insane.
It's fair.
The
I'll try
girl
it
who's named Jessica is an
I
actual
know.
psychopath.
I saw her picture and I immediately didn't like her. But girls have that thing about girls, like we know.
Exactly.
We
She's
can tell when
bad.
someone's crazy.
She's
So,
actual psychopath.
not good.
But I
That's here nor
definitely
there.
enjoyed those. But on a real television note, not garbage TV,
Yes.
I watched all of that series on Hulu, High Fidelity. It
Hmm.
was very good.
It's gonna have what's her face?
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, she plays the main character. It's super good. I definitely recommend that. The
Okay,
episodes, I think, are like 45 minutes apiece.
not bad.
I finished it in like a day.
Okay,
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
easy.
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing another season or not, but I hope so because I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I think that's all I have.
Yeah, same. Okay, well, we'll
Excellent.
see you on Wednesday for The Pharmacist.
Or no, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Oh my God, why did I think that? We already did that one.
I think it's
Aaron
because we
Hernandez.
just did it.
You're right.
But I
sorry,
think
anyways.
before we started recording, we were powwowing, and I think I also called it the pharmacist.
Whoops. Anyways,
Now that you say it,
we
I
will
think
be
I-
back on Wednesday for Aaron Hernandez.
Yes, and we will see you then.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Yes, bye.
Bye.